Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Quote of the day. The Prophet ﷺ said, the charity you give will be your shade on the day of judgment. I am Dr. San Mahmood here from Community Medicine. Today I am presenting WHO guideline for air pollution and acid rain under current supervision of Professor Dr. Saida Afzal. Learning outline. Today we learn introduction, WHO response, policies of Pakistan, acid rain, recent updates, and MCQs. Introduction. Air pollution is one of the greatest environmental risks to health. The lower the level of air pollution, the better the cardiovascular and respiratory health of the population will be both long and short term. The WHO Air Quality Guidelines Global Updates 2021 provides an assessment of health effects of air pollution and threshold for health harmful pollution levels. In 2019, 99% of the world population was living in a place where the WHO air quality guidelines levels were not met. Ambient and outdoor air pollution in both cities and rural areas were estimated to cause 4.2 million premature deaths worldwide in 2016. Some 91% of these premature deaths occurred in low and middle income countries, and the greatest number in the WHO Southeast Asia and Western Pacific region. Policies and investments supporting cleaner transport, energy efficient homes, power generation industry, and better municipal waste management would reduce key sources of outdoor air pollution. WHO response. WHO member states recently adopted a resolution and a roadmap for an enhanced global response to the adverse health effect of the air pollution. WHO develops and produces air quality guidelines recommending exposure limits to key air pollutants. WHO creates detailed health-related assessment of different types of air pollutants, including particulates and black carbon particles and ozone. WHO produces evidence regarding the linkage of air pollution to specific disease such as cardiovascular and respiratory disease and cancer, as well as burden of disease estimate from existing air pollution exposures at country, regional, and global level. WHO develops tools. Air Quality Plus, a software tool for assessing the health impact from various pollutants. Health Economic Assessment Tool to assess walking and cycling interventions. Green UR, the Green Urban Space and Health Tools, Sustainable Transport Health Assessment Tools, Integrated Transport and Health Impact Modeling Tools, Clean Household Energy Solution Toolkits. First, Clean Household Energy Solution Toolkit to provide countries and programs with the tools needed to create or evaluate policies that expand clean household energy access and use, which is particularly important as pollutant release in and around the household contributes significantly to ambient pollution. Clean Household Energy Solution Toolkit includes modules on needs assessment, guidance on standard and testing for household energy device, monitoring and evaluation, materials to empower the health sector to tackle household air pollution. WHO is leading the Joint Task Force on the health aspect of air pollution within the Convention on Long Range Transboundary Air Pollution to assess the health effect of such pollution and to provide supporting documentation. The WHO co-sponsored Pan-European Programme on Transport, Health and Environment has built a model of regional member state and multi-sectoral cooperation for mitigation of air pollution. M- Monitoring air pollution. Air pollution is monitored by Quality Index, Soiling Index, particulate matters 2.5 concentration, and concentration of NO2, SO2, CO2, and CO. In the 2021 updated WHO Air Quality Guidelines recommendation on air quality guideline level, together with interim target for particulate matter with an aerodynamic diameter smaller than 10 micrometer and 2.5 micrometer. Ozone, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxide, and carbon monoxide have been formulated. This is table a comparison of 2005 and 2021 WHO air quality guidelines are presented. In this table, show the reference range of air quality guidelines, air quality guideline index, and particulate matter. If air quality guideline index is 300 plus, it's hazardous, and it's between 200 to 300, it's very unhealthy. And if air quality guideline index is 151 to 200, it's unhealthy. It is 101 to 150, it's unhealthy for sensitive group. If it is between 0 to 50, it is good for health. This table is show new WHO air quality guidelines set clear goals to help improve air quality for all. According to these guidelines, the levels are fine particulate matter 15 microgram, particulate matters 45 microgram, ozone is 100 microgram, nitrogen dioxide 25 microgram, sulfur dioxide is 40 microgram, and carbon monoxide is 4 milligram. This is this picture shows the WHO air quality guidelines set goals to reduce air pollution. The first target is interim targets help contribute to continuously improve air quality. The second is recommending air quality guidelines level to protect people from air pollution. These are the solution. The first is invest in energy efficient power generation, improve domestic industry and municipal waste management, reduce agriculture waste in intervention, forest fires, and certain agroforestry activities, make greener and more common cities with energy efficient guidelines, build safe and affordable public transport system and presentation and cycle friendly network, provide universal access to clear, affordable fuel. National Environmental Policy of Pakistan. The goal of National Environmental Policy of Pakistan, the National Environmental Policy aims to protect, conserve and restore Pakistan environment in order to improve the quality of life of citizens through sustainable development. The objective of the policy are conservation, restoration, and efficient management of environmental resources, integration of environmental consideration in policy making and planning processes, capacity building of government agencies and other stakeholders at the level for better environmental management, meeting international obligation effectively in line with the national aspirations. The Punjab Environmental Quality Standard for ambient air comprise 9 criteria pollutants, out of which particulate matters Nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxide, and ozone are important. The term particulate matter is used for airborne particle. It includes dust, dirt, soot, smoke, and liquid droplets. Particulate matter can be inhaled into the lungs and result in respiratory illness associated with premature mortality. Particulate matter of less than 2.5 microns in the most dangerous subset of particulate matter 10. Sulfur dioxide is a byproduct of burning fossil fuels such as crude oil, furnace oil, diesel, and coal. Nitrogen oxide derived from vehicle exhaust combustion installations such as power plants and industrial and agriculture activity. Ozone reacts with nitrogen oxide and other chemicals in the atmosphere to create harmful secondary pollutants including ozone 3 and cause health problems ranging from eye irritation to decreased lung capacity. Carbon monoxide is a product of incomplete fuel combustion. At low exposure level, carbon monoxide causes mild effect that includes headaches, dizziness, disorientation, nausea, and fatigue. However, high exposure level of carbon monoxide. Policy on Controlling Smoke 2017. Ban on burning crop residue and municipal waste. Shutting down of major smoke emitting industries. Introduction of low sulfur fuel. Better traffic management. Air quality monitoring station built in big cities. Ban on two-stroke vehicles. Pakistan Clean Air Programs for industry clean technologies that reduce industrial smoke tech emission. Incinerated should be filtered with scrubber including captured and methane gas emitted from waste sites of alternative to incineration. For energy, ensuring access to affordable clean household energy solution for cooking, heating, and lighting. For transport, shifting to clean mode of power generation, prioritizing rapid urban transit, walking and cycling network in cities as well as rail interurban for passenger travel, shifting to cleaner and lower emissions vehicles including fuel with reduced sulfur content, and for urban planning, improving the energy efficiency of building and making cities more green and compact. For power generation, increase use of renewable combustion free power sources like solar, wind, and hydropower. For municipal and agriculture waste management, strategies for waste reduction, waste separation, recycling, and reuse. Improve method of biological waste management such as anaerobic waste digestion to produce biogas and feasible low cost alternative to open incineration of solid waste. Clean Green Pakistan. Clean Green Pakistan project launched on 13 October 2018. This national campaign addressed five components: plantation, second is solid waste management, third is liquid waste management, fourth is sanitation, fifth is safe drinking water. Now acid rain. Acid rain is due to participation that is unusually acidic. Participants that is unusually acidic, meaning that is has elevated level of hydrogen oxide, low pH. Acid rain is caused by emission of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide, which react with the water molecules in the atmosphere to produce acids. Some government has made efforts since the 1970s to reduce the release of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide in the atmosphere. These effects have positive results due to widespread research on the acid rain starting in the 1960s and the public studies information on its harmful effect. The adverse effect of acid rain source surface water and aquatic animals. Both the low pH and higher aluminum concentration in surface water that occur as a result of acid rain can cause damage to fish and other aquatic animals. At pH lower than 5, most fish eggs will not hatch and lower pH can kill adult fish. Soil Soil biology and chemistry can be seriously damaged by acid rain. Some microbes are unable to tolerate change to low pH and are killed. The enzyme of these microbes are denatured by the acid. Impact of acidic water and soil acidification on plant could be minor or in most cases major. Acidic water enters the plant and causes important plant minerals to dissolve and get carried away, which ultimately cause the plant to die of lack of mineral of nutrition. Health effect of on human. The acid in the rainwater is too dilute to have direct adverse effect. The particulates responsible for acid rain do have an adverse effect. Increased amount of fine particulate matter in the air contribute the heart and lung problem, including asthma and bronchitis. Acid rain can damage buildings, historic monuments, and states, especially those made of rocks such as limestone and marble that contain large amount of calcium carbonates. Acid in the rain react with the calcium compound in the stone to create gypsum, which then flakes off. Places significantly impacted by acid rain around the globe includes most of Eastern European, the eastern third of the United States, and southeastern Canada. Technical solution for prevention of acid rain. Many coal firing power station and use flue gas disflorations to remove sulfur containing gases from their stake gases. For a typical coal fired power station, fuel gas desulfurization will remove 95% and more of the sulfur oxide in the fuel gases. An example of fuel gas desulfurization is the wet scrubber, which is commonly used. A wet scrubber is basically a reaction tower equipped with a fan that extract hot smoke stakes gases from a power plant into the tower. Fluidized bed combustion also reduce the amount of sulfur emitted by power production. Vehicle emission control reduce emission of nitrogen oxide from the motor vehicles. Now it's time to recent updates. The first article is published in 2020, changing in air pollution due to COVID-19 lockdown in 2020, limiting limited effect on nitrogen oxide. PM is 2.5 and PM10 annual means compared to the new WHO air quality guidelines. Abstract background. Lockdown have been fundamental to decreasing disease transmission during the COVID-19 pandemic even after vaccines were available. We aim to evaluate and compare changes in air quality during the first year of pandemic in different cities around the world. Investigate how these changes correlate with changes in mobility and analyze how lockdown affect in air pollution annual means. Method who compared the concentration of nitrogen oxide PM2.5 and PM10 in 42 cities around the world in the first month of pandemic in 2020 to data from 2016 to 2019 and correlates with the changes in mobility using human development index. Cities with the highest decrease in air pollutant during this period were evaluated for the whole year 2020. We calculated the annual means for these cities and compared with the new WHO air quality guidelines. The students t-test 95% confidence interval were used to evaluate significant changes. Highest decrease in the nitrogen oxide PM2.5 and PM10 were between 50 and 70%. Cities evaluated for the whole year 2020 generally showed a recovery in air pollution level after the initial month for the pandemic, except for London. This change positively correlates with air long morbidity index for the nitrogen oxide and PM2.5 for some cities. The highest reduction in air pollution annual means were from 20 to 35%. In general, decrease were higher for nitrogen oxide compared to PM2.5 and PM10. All analyzed cities showed annual means for in compliance with the new WHO air quality guidelines for nitrogen oxide of 10 microgram with level of with value 1.7 and 4.3 times higher. The PM2.5 all cities show value 1.3 to 7.6 times higher than the WHO guidelines of 5 micrograms, except the New Delhi with the value of 18 times higher. For PM10, only New York complied with the new guidelines for 15 microgram and the other cities were 1.1 to 4.2 times higher, except the New Delhi, which was 11 times higher. Conclusion: these data shows that even during pandemic that highly affected more mobility and economic activities and decrease air pollution around the world. Complying with the new WHO guidelines, we demand a global strategical effort in the way we generate energy, move in and around the cities, and manufacture products. This is second article also published in 2020, Smoke and Cognitive Issue in the School-Going Children of Lahore and Islamabad, Pakistan. The contemporary effort toward economic growth and rapid industrialization has increased the risk of pollution-related ailments. Lahore is placed 20th on the list of the most polluted cities with higher level of atmospheric particulate matters, exceeding with the baseline value given by the WHO. The prolonged exposure to air pollution has been associated with cognitive dysfunction, deficit in working memory, executive function, attention, and fluid intelligence. The study aimed to assess the relationship between cognitive issue among residents, where the residents were divided into two groups with distinction to severity of population. Lahore, a highly polluted city; Islamabad, a relatively clear city for target pollution, were healthy children aged 7 to 10 years residing the polluted area and the unpolluted area. They were assessed through computerized tests. Independent sample t-test was used to test the hypothesis. The result revealed significant association between exposure to the pollution and performance on working memory as well as attention task. Students residing in Lahore showed poor performance on both working memory and attention tasks, including a lower number of hits, lower D score, longer reaction time on both congruent and incongruent trials, and higher error rate than in Islamabad. The study findings indicate the students exposed to pollution perform poorly on cognitive tasks compared to children with little and no exposure. Now, time to MCQs. The first MCQ is the modern lifestyle is responsible for increasing in indoor air pollution, which is most of the critical global environment problem. The problem is now under focus as contribute to many health issues includes hypertension, diabetes, stillbirth, stunt growth, premature death. Anyone? It's
E.
A. It's E. Premature death. Newly fitted incinerator in local hospital is criticized to polluting the atmosphere with harmful gases. To avoid this problem, incinerator should be fitted with air freshener, air conditioner, scrubber, exhaust, settling chamber.
Scrubber C.
Yes, it's C, scrubber. The local hospital has an old incinerator which they don't want to replace. The Waste Management Authority convinced the hospital management to get rid of this incinerator by highlighting its flaw. First, it generates atmospheric pollution. Pollutants does not need highly trained operators, low operating cost, reduced volume of waste. The incinerator causing odor and noise impact on residential and commercial neighbors.
A.
It's a generate atmospheric pollutants. WHO proposed different tools for the reduction of air pollutants, which design highlights the importance of walking and cycling instead of using vehicles. A is heat model, B is chest model, C is STHAT model, D is ITHIM model, and E is the US Environmental Protection Agency. It's a heat model. The current air quality index near Block A, Johortown, Lahore. Lahore is 152 US and PM is 2.5. In which range this level fall? Unhealthy for sensitive group, very unhealthy, moderate, hazardous, and unhealthy.
D.
It's E, unhealthy. WHO proposed model for reducing indoor air pollution provide guidance on standard and testing household device. Which model describe the statement? Chest model, heat model, STHAT model, ITHM model, the US Environmental Protection Agency. Six A chest model. A known volume of air is filtered through white filter paper under specific condition and the strain is measured by the photoelectric matter. Which index is measured in statement? A is air quality index, B is soiling index, C is PM 2.5 mean concentration, PM 10 mean concentration, nitrogen oxide and sulfur oxide. It's B, soiling index. Coal-firing power station use flue gas desulfurization to reduce the emission of sulfur oxide gases. This technical solution is used to reduce acid rain, soil acidification, water purification, noise pollution, and groundwater pollution. It's A, acid rain. Air quality inspector measure the ozone level in the most polluted area of Lahore, which index is measured by the inspector. Air quality index, soiling index, PM concentration, dust measurement, nitrogen oxide index, and SO2. It's A, air quality index. In XYZ city, there is heavy rainfall and the pH of rainwater fall between 4 to 5. The authorized body label this is acidic rain. Which gases are responsible for acid rain? Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide and nitrogen dioxide, nitrogen dioxide and carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide, and ozone. It's A, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. This is key for MCQs. This is our YouTube channel link. Thank you.